Thank you for hanging out with me today. This is Cage848, and welcome back to Rising World. We're going to start off this episode right by going over some of the uncaged comments. A lot of people told me in the comment section on last episode, if you're putting down blueprints, you can do an undo option, you know? You can't though. It's got to be you got to be playing in creative mode for that. And I'm going to show you right now. When you go to place something, all right, I'm going to flip this around like so. When you go to place a blueprint, in the middle bottom of the screen, it will say, if you want to remove the blueprint, you can type undo in console. You bring up the console by pressing the tilde key, which is the key right below the escape key, and you do undo, and it doesn't work because you need to be in creative mode. So, really good tip. I guess I can maybe turn the game into creative mode. I'm not really sure how to do that, but I'm okay with that. It's not really that big of a deal. It is a good tip, though. I might even use it someday. Someone wanted to know what wood block I was using for the fences. That is a good question, because that's a good looking wood block. I believe it's this one right here, 168. Let me take a look. Building wood 168. No, is it? Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 168. Does it tell you it doesn't tell you what it's made from, as far as I can tell. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 168. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. I'm pretty sure it's 160. I don't know what else it could be. Yeah, it's 168. I'm 99% sure. It is a good looking piece of wood, right? All right, so I got a lot of other uncaged comments here that I'm not going to go over for a very specific reason. A lot of people are giving me ideas on what to build, and you know what? They're really good ideas, and I've written them down, and I'm going to use a lot of them. But I don't want to talk about them before I do them because I want them to be a surprise. Okay? So what are we going to be doing today? Well, we're going to be starting with lights. I'm going to be honest, guys. These lights aren't doing it for me. I don't think they give enough light. So what we got here is, I've got 3 different kinds of lights, right? I've got the lights I built. I've got these street lamps. And then I've also got these street lamps. Okay, and I'm going to see which one is the brightest. I believe these are the brightest. So I'm probably going to go with those, but let's do a little test right here. So we're going to kind of look right here and kind of get an idea how bright it is. And then we are going to turn these off. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I messed that up. We're going to come over here. We're going to turn our own light off and then kind of get an idea how bright it is. Okay, we're going to turn that back on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn these off. Okay. There. Nope, that's off. I already turned that one off. Turn that one off. These are also harder to turn on and off, too. There we go. And then we're going to turn this on and turn this on. Make sure they're at 100%. And make sure you turn shadows back on. I kind of like the shadows. But I don't know if they start at 100%. I think they do. When you turn them on 100%, it turns the shadows off. I'm going to come over here and, you know, it kind of looks about the same. Maybe a little bit brighter. Actually, I do think it is a little bit brighter. So now what we're going to do is, I'm going to turn these off, and we're going to turn this off. That, and, there, come on, turn it off. There, and there. And then we're going to turn these on, and see how those look. I'm pretty sure they're not 100%, but I'm going to do it like that anyway. 100%. Turn this back on. 100%. And then turn this back on. Yes. Okay. Now let's look over here. Yeah, I think I like these the best. Here, let's come inside as well, because I'm thinking about starting to use these inside. And what I got going on over here is we've got these lamps right here. Now get a look. Okay, so we're seeing. I put the lamps as close to each other as I possibly could to see what the light does. So that looks like that. Now let's turn all these off. Oops. Turn that off. Off. To be honest, how hard it is to turn all these off makes me want to just not use them anyway. I like them because I built it. It's my own thing, but it's probably not the best. Turn that off. Okay, so we're going to turn these on. And let's see what it looks like now. You know, it's not as bright in the immediate area, but the light does go farther. So now we're going to turn these off and turn these on. Okay. And yeah, I think that's the light of my choice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use these. I kind of like the way these look, but they're just not as bright. At least I don't think they're as bright. What do you guys think? No, definitely not as bright. There's no way. There's no way they're as bright. Did I turn these on 100%? Yeah, I did. They're on 100%. Yeah, they're just simply not as bright. Okay, I guess I'm going to go with these. So after thinking about this a little bit more, I think I am actually going to use these street lamps outside, because it'd be really nice to have like a different light source inside than outside. And even though they don't give as much light, I think it'll be fine. I accidentally broke up my floor here, by the way, so let's go ahead and replace that. Insert, and there we go. All right, looking good. Okay. So now we need to put the lamps down in here. I'm just gonna put them in the middle of the room. Kind of like that. I could do them off the ceiling. I'm gonna be honest though. I think they look better on the floor than hang. Well, I don't know. That doesn't look half bad. Did I make that? I must have made that into a Yeah, here we go. Ceiling lamp. All right, let's see how this looks. It actually might look better. And what I'll do is when I put one up, I'll throw one out to make up for the fact that I'm getting it for free. All right, so we do need to find the basic middle of the room. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'm just going to be right here. So I believe that's the middle. Let me double check. 1, 2. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, so that is the middle. I figured, but good to check. All right, so that's the middle right there. And where do I want to place these? You know what? Before I can place any of these, I kind of have to figure out where the door is going to be. So we should probably do that now. I guess the door should be right in the middle, right? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. All right, I'm going to place down a temporary door. See, the thing is, I'm going to be doing something different with this hallway, and I need to do that now. All right, yeah, there's no way around that. We got to push this stuff back because there's things I want to do with that hallway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of place these wherever for now, just so we have some kind of light source in here. Go. And equipped, and there we go. It doesn't matter if they're lined up. It's irrelevant. That looks a lot better. Oh yeah, those actually look pretty good. I'm liking them more and more as I play. So, all right, let's go ahead and grab some blocks here. We're also gonna have to drop off some things because we can't be having these in our inventory. It's kind of clogging up our inventory. We have to make a garbage can today too at some point. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do that. Okay, not right now though. Let's come up here. So I'm gonna make something with this hallway that I think is gonna be dope. And I'm not sure what kind of resources to use for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of these. I'm going to grab some of these. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this. The structure is going to be the same structure. It's just the materials I use is going to be different. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. And we are going to use these blocks for over here. And I'm going to have to turn these into... We'll see. I think you guys are going to like this. I'm going to have to turn this into arches. Okay. We take the arches and we make them... We have to put them like this and like this. And then... No, that's just going up. We need them to go out. Yeah. That's going out. Okay. 2.5. And then we need them wide as possible. All right, so we're looking for a 5.2.51. No, that still doesn't look right. Okay, hold on. We're gonna 2.5. So a 5.2.5. Yeah, I kind of like that. A 5.2.5, 2.5. And then I'm thinking, I don't know. That looks pretty good to me. I kind of like to put it on a different. Yeah, right there. That's it. Let me put that right there. And then we do with this one is we spin it around like so. And that's not quite... Come on. There we go. Beautiful. Yep, that's basically it. And then we just gotta turn... actually, we should do it on this side first. We gotta fit that in. Nope, like that. No, not like that. Yeah, like that. And I think it looks like it's got to be 1.5. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Okay. And then we spin this one around. And that could be 1.5. Oh, no, hold on. There we go. And that could be 1.5 as well. And there we go. And that's the build. That's it. Check it out. Okay, so there's two ways I can do this build. I can do it made out of this stuff, or I can do it made out of bricks. I'm kind of leaning towards the bricks if I'm going to be 100%, but I haven't really decided. I haven't really totally decided yet. All right, so these need to be changed into arches. There we go. And this can be like this. And how high is that? I kind of love where that is, but I can't really tell how many blocks up it is. All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It starts on the 5th block up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It starts right there. We're just gonna raise it. Yep, that's it. I believe that is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. All right, and then we'll just kind of. I'm gonna build this complete. I'm just gonna build the whole thing, and I will like decide. I'm gonna have to decide which one I like better. If I like the brick or if I like the stone to match the stone. And you know, we'll just. I'll have to figure that out. And you guys feel free to let me know what you think about it. Like I said, I'm kind of partial to the brickstone. I don't know what is the difference? I'm kind of partial to 233. Let's not call them numbers. This is brick. This is red brick. Brick or red brick? What do you guys think? I'm partial to the red brick. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But you know what I want to do? I want to build both, and I want to walk around the house with like for a few days and kind of get an idea. Sometimes I think I have an idea I'm gonna like, and I end up not liking it. So it would be good to, yeah, walk around with it like that. And then we could do with the brick here as well, which would be pretty dope. Well, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Honestly, I could keep this like this and keep that like that as well. The possibilities are pretty much endless, guys. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, I gotta change this to a regular block. And then insert. And there. And okay, so this is the middle. That right there is the middle. Okay, so we have to figure out how I want to do this. Well, actually, how big is it going to be? How big is the entrance going to be? 3 wide? 5 wide? It should probably be 5 wide to match the door, no? Here, let's do this. Hold on. Hold that thought. Let's put that right there for now. Just as a marker. That's the middle. And I'm not going to put a door in it. It's just going to be an archway. So, insert. So actually, no, don't insert. Do that. There we go. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Do I want it to be 3? Nah, I want it to be 5 wide. Definitely want it to be 5 wide. So that goes right there. So that's a 3.5. So let's go 3.5, 3.5, and then all the way up. There we go. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. All right, let's do that. Insert. I'm gonna do a whole block here. This place is gonna come out cool. All right, so it's gonna be a 2.5, 2.5 by 5 by 1. There we go. And then we can break these out. Okay, and then we will do insert here. Keep pressing numlock for some reason. I don't know why. Insert's the key. And then right there. And then we do insert. And then insert. Or insert basically copies the block setup I'm looking at. So now we have to come back here and see how high this archway. Do you want to make the archway bigger than the door? I think I do. I was going to make it match the door, but now I think it needs to be bigger than the door. Okay. Oh, this is going to be tough with this. I don't know how that's going to work. You know what? We should probably do that really quick. Insert. But it went the wrong way. It was probably the right way originally, too. There. There. See, this is going to change things here in a way I'm not sure how to deal with. Whoops, that wasn't right. That wasn't right. All right, let's put this one down. There we go. All right, let's just make this. Let's just make the archway for now, and then we'll kind of figure out what we want to do later. You know what we could do for the archway? No, that's a 2.5. That's 3 across. These are going to be... No, 5 across would be a 2.5. So if these are 3 across, they must have been a 1.5 and a 1.5. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's go and hit... Pressing the wrong keys there, bro. All right. And change shape and archway. I don't really know how high I want this to be. Well, let's get it in the right spot first. Or at least orientated correctly. Okay. That seems to be a good height. I mean, we could make it higher. Not really sure. All right, either way, it's got to be a 2.5. Going this way. 2.5. And we need to do that. And that. Yeah, looks good to me. I definitely want it to be higher than the doorway. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I could live with that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do insert. And, oops, we need to get this back to a square. Damn it, I keep pressing C to change things to squares. All right. And then insert. And I can go right up there. Oh, yeah, that's 5 across. Yeah, that's perfect. Wow. Yeah, I like it. Now we have to figure out how we're going to do this stuff. And this one, I'm not too sure about. Well, I guess it... What is that? I can't tell how many spots that is. All right, that's 2.5. So let's go down to 2.5 on this. Okay, now do I want to put that right there? See, I don't know how I want to do this part. I really don't know how. Yeah, this is, oh boy. Hold on. No, that's 3.5. Okay. All right, 3.5. So we'll put you up to 3.5 and put you right there. I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, let's finish up the top part of it at least. It looks like we could do a half. Yeah, we could do a half up there. All right, I'm not really sure how I want to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to block it off for now, and I'll probably mess around with it later. If you guys have any ideas, it's kind of hard to, when you guys tell me ideas in the comment section, it's extremely difficult to understand what you guys are talking about a lot of times because things don't come over. It's not your fault. It's just, things don't come over well in text a lot of times. So, but yeah, if you have any ideas for this, let me know. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this down to a half, 0.5, and then, yeah, we should be able to do it 0.5 by 5. Okay, that should work. Actually, I'll do 0.5 by, I don't know, by like 3 or something. I'm not sure how far that is. 1, 2, 2.5. All right, so it's 2.5 the other way. 2.5. All right, this should fit perfectly in there once I can get on the right spot. Oh no, it's not. Well, it could work right. It could work okay there, I guess. What would that look like? You know what? It's okay for now. If I can think of something else though, or if you guys have any ideas, there's probably I could get very intricate with this and really get crazy about it. But sometimes it gets to be too much. That's all. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to come out here. We are going to... Oh, actually, I don't have to turn them into blocks. They're already blocks. And then we are going to go like this. And we're going to go like this. All the way up. All right. And then right there. And right... whatever. It's fine. There and right there. And... Oh, those should have come out even more, huh? Okay, well, I guess I can fix that. It's not really that big of a deal, but okay. So we need a 2.5 by 5, 2.5 by 5, 2.5 high by 5 wide, and turn it like that. And that should be perfect. Yes. All right. Then we need to do insert. Well, we can't insert because we don't have the proper, we need the arch. And then insert. And then we just need to make that 1. All right. There we go. Nope, that's still... No, that's right, right? Oh, it looks kind of weird to me. No, that's right. Why is that off now? It's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with this thing. There we go. All right, so insert, and then make this small again. And that's it. And there you go. Thinking about changing the top block there. No, you know what? I think that's good. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you like it? Do you like it when I keep... Oh, hold on. Let's finish this up first. Then I'll ask you. Okay, and we're going to need a 2 by 5 by 5. Oh, I like that. 2 by 5. No, actually, that stays 5. The up and down got to go to 2.5. Okay, so let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like the look of this where everything is the same thing, or do you like? I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm almost positive I'm gonna stick with this. I might even leave that the way it is and keep this one the way it is. I kind of like both of them. This is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to deal with this. It's gonna take some time and not something I want to do right now. Okay, so now let's get some lights in here properly. All right, so the middle will be right, yeah, right there, right? Just gotta go over to the left. Okay, so it's right there. That one's good. All right, let's pick these up. I have to find out where I want to put them on the ceiling. I mean, I don't know. I might keep them where they are. I won't know how much light I need in here until it's nighttime anyway. But it should be nighttime relatively quickly. Now, there is some room on this side, which means that the room is not exactly symmetrical, but that's okay because I'm going to put storage over here. I needed room for storage anyway, so that works out well. Okay, I got the lights set up in here. They're nicely symmetrical. Is it going to be enough light during the night? I don't know, but I think it's a good start. By the way, these are up here just to kind of mark off where they needed to go. I also made them a little bit smaller. The lights are 0.8, so they're just a little bit smaller. Makes them look a little bit more like lights and a little bit less like lamps. If I need to put more, I won't know until it's dark out, but if I need to put more, where did this thing come from? I must have missed you. If I do need more lights in here, I can do that, no problem. All right, what I want to do now is we're going to come outside and we're going to destroy all the lights outside. These lights were pretty interesting, but they're just not what I want. Go, destroy you. Destroy you. And it's only like noon. I thought it was a little bit later than that. You guys told me if I use the drill, it destroys the items. I don't have to worry about throwing them out. Okay, and there we go. All of these out. I need to make the trash can too. I think I'm going to make it like when I'm done destroying these, because there's no point in putting up the lights until it's nighttime, because I won't know like how many lights I'll need until it's actually dark. So, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, it's going good. Place is looking nice, right? My original idea, by the way, was to have the mountain cover up all of my walls, and now I'm thinking no. I think I'm going to take out the stone here, and I'm actually going to have this area, and this area, which I will eventually build. And then we'll have a nice stone build right here, a little building right here. I'll mirror this exactly on the opposite side. Well, I'm not sure how easy that's going to be to mirror on the other side. I got some plans. I've got some half-formed organic plans, and those are the best plans. Organic plans are the best, because, like, you know, when you make things too sterile and everything's too perfect, it comes, I don't know, it comes off with, like, less character. I like it when, like, there's problems and you got to try and solve them. Okay, let's go ahead and make ourselves a trash can. We've waited long enough. I don't even remember where it is, but I guess I'm gonna have to try and find it. It's got to be here, right? Yep, there we go. I kind of like the plastic one. Oh, that's expensive. Oh, they're the same. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like the plastic one, if I'm going to be honest. So, aluminum sheets. Yep. Doing good. And let's go ahead and make ourselves a trash can. And I'm hoping I can throw stuff out in this trash can and have it disappear. That's the hope. So I'm going to put the trash can by the door because that's where it always goes. You got to bring it out there for trash pickup. There we go. And oh, maybe it's not used for anything. I'm gonna throw something out. Let's throw some of the stone out. See if that does anything. Right, get in there, stupid stone. Oh, wow! It does work. That's awesome. Very good to know. What's under my bed? Kind of creepy. What is that? I guess it's just a shadow. Shadows are creeping me out. All right, it should be dark pretty soon. Let's go ahead and do we have any more lights? Like, yeah, we got these. We'll take these with us since we're going to be using them. Well, actually, I might not be using these because I'm going to be putting these outside. We'll use these though. I'll probably tear these off the ceiling and start putting these in. I kind of like them better. So that should be fine. We can mess around with some painting. Now, you know what? I want painting to be its own episode. So we're going to hold off on that for now. I think, what do we want to do next? Oh man, it is really dark in here. Not so dark in here. You know what? I need to move everything in there. That's what I need to do. So I had a cabinet that I put somewhere. There it is. And a bunch of chests. And just those two chests. I don't use those chests. And let's go ahead and set this up because I want to start moving stuff in here. And then my smelter room is almost done. These cabinets are like my favorite things in the game. Actually, everything's my favorite thing in the game. I'm not really sure where I want to put this. I guess I'm going to put it, I think, we weren't right up against the wall. Oh, you know what? Actually, it would probably look better like this. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then we'll put one on the other side as well. And I did write down the chests. The chests are 6 by 6 by 7. Somebody said if I make them smaller, cupboard, you can have 12 chests if you resize them to 0.62. I don't know if I want them that small, but let's try it. Why not? 0.62. Wait, 0.62. You can't do 0.6. You do 0.6.61. You could fit 12 chests if you resize them to point. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I wrote that down, but no, that doesn't seem. All right, I'm going to stick with my own for now, and we'll kind of see. So that's going to be 7, 6, and that's got to be 0.6. This is how I like my chests. And then we grab this one. Put it right there. No, right there. Cool. Throw some stuff in here too. All right, that looks pretty good for now. All right, there's another thing I actually want to do that I just thought about, and I'm glad I remembered because I want to put some. These walls are very flat, and I want to kind of give them, well, basically trimming. Should I do the trimming out of stone or out of wood? I mean, stone would probably make sense, but I do want some wood in here. All right, if I'm gonna do wood, I gotta choose the wood. I think I know the wood I'd want to use too. Building. This right here looks pretty cool. Let's go make some of these. 10. And I don't see anything that makes for trimming, so we're just gonna go ahead and do a block for now. And we'll see if we can do some trimming here. Just kind of mess around a little bit with this. I would like to do it on the other side too, but it's not gonna work on the other side. I'm gonna change up some things on this side, but for now, I'm not gonna worry about it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this down. Actually, hold on. Can I make these into? I don't know if I'd want to, even if I could. Can I make these into plates? Panels, yeah. I don't think I want them to be panels, but we'll see. There we go. Can you make them thicker? Thicker panels. I don't seem to go that way. We can go that way. No, it doesn't seem like I can make them thicker. Oh, is that making them thicker? No, I don't want to mess around with panels. They don't seem to be what I really want them to be. Yeah, I mess around them a little bit after that last cut, and I could not get them to be thicker. They're probably not meant to be thicker. If you want thicker, you use these. Okay, so let's go ahead and... How thick do we want these to be? Why are they moving? Okay. So, yeah, I think like about there is probably good. A little thicker. 0.5. What is that? 0.3, 0.4. I mean, you know, 0.5 probably wouldn't be crazy. Let's go ahead and put these high. And there we go. Is that what I want? Yes. Yes, I do think that's what I want. Okay, and then we'd have to go... Now, I'll do the same thing on the other side. I have not messed around with this off camera. A lot of times when I do the building in this game, I do things off camera. But this one I have not done off camera, so... That's... No. Gonna go to... Actually... Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go down to 1. And like that. And... that. And like that. I might also change the color on these. I might even paint them. I'm not really sure. There's like... You know, it's getting to the point, guys, where there might be too many options. There we go. And... Okay. Let's make that... yeah, like that. 5. Okay. And then I kind of want to put that in the middle. Yes. Yes. Just like that. And then what we do is we go down to 1. Wait, what? That's 1? Probably got to go down to 0.5, I guess. There we go. It's not going into place. Enter? Yep, there we go. And enter. You know what? Hold on a second. Hold that thought, guys. Hold that thought. There. And let's split this. And then we'll do this down here. Oh, I was supposed to do it with wood, wasn't I? Well, you know what? We'll do it with stone on one side. I'll mess around with some painting. We're going to do a lot of different things here. We're going to do a lot of different things. So maybe I'll use wood. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I won't know exactly what I want until I see it up there. Okay. There we go. And insert there. Okay, so this needs to be 0.5 on every spot. And then it needs to go like this. And then it needs to press enter. Nope. Hold on. Hold that thought. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to take this one out. And we are going to do the same thing over here on number 6. And boom. Then we will take these right here and I would need, hold on. I got to actually, the cool thing is once I make this, I'll be able to insert to pick up all the other things. It won't take as long the next time. All right. So you need to be an arch and then we're going to insert. And this one needs to be 0.5. Which way? Yeah, 0.5 this way, I think. And then right in there. Beautiful. Hold on. There we go. And there we go. The only thing I don't like about it is it's the same material and it's like not colored. But like I said, we could make it out of wood and we could kind of play around it and see what's what. And just see, you know, what works. There's a lot of options. So we have a lot of ways we can go with it. I think I'm going to mess around with painting a little bit. There's my paintbrush. Or should we use the paintbrush or the roller? Yeah, whatever. Use the roller. See how it goes. I don't know. All right. So, what color? First of all, do we want to change the color of the bricks that our walls are made out of? I don't think I do. I have some ideas that's going to make this really pop, but changing the color is not one of them. So, you know what? I think black would work pretty well. Huh. I don't know. That's not too bad. Yeah, it definitely can't be the same color or the same. I mean, it could be the same brick, but Yeah, I mean, that doesn't look too bad. We could also go with maybe a brown. That's not brown. Brown? Okay, that's kind of weird. Maybe this brown? What the heck? Is it because it's already been painted? Change color? I don't think so. Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah, it's kind of brown, I guess. Obviously, the green I'm not going to do. I just was wondering. Yeah, that should be brown. That doesn't look very brown to me. But anyway. There we go. You can do it like that. I guess it looks kind of brown. Oh, yeah, that's brown. Okay. And you would do this as well. Oh, didn't want to do that. Is there any way to, like, how do I take the color off? Clear color. There we go. All right. Oh, I see. Oh, I see why it's coloring it the way it is. Yeah, someone mentioned this in the comment section. When you color a block, it colors all sides of it. It colors the whole thing. So, if you, like, let's say you wanted to make, hypothetically speaking, let's say, let's go outside for a minute. Oh, I was supposed to put down lights. All right, let's put down some lights really quickly. And then we'll talk about the painting and the issues that it has. So, that. Which way is it facing? It's facing that way. Yeah, it works for actually, no. I want it to face this way. Okay, and where's that gonna go? Oh boy. That's pretty good, I guess. 6. I wish these things stacked. And then we'll put one over here. And what, like, ready? I'm gonna put one over here. Let's put one on the corner first. We'll put them as far away as possible, and only fill them in when they need to be filled in. And okay. Oh, that one. Oh, these are going the wrong way. It doesn't really matter. Basically, these are supposed to be facing this way, but this is supposed to be facing this way. It doesn't really matter, though. All right, you know what? That's not too bad. I think one in the middle right here and one in the middle over here, and it'll look pretty good. Still gonna have to put down a lot of lights. I mean, technically, I don't have to put any more down. I just would like it to be well lit, so I probably will. Okay, so with that being said, let's say you got this this roller. You know what? I'm just gonna build a test wall out here, so that way I don't have to mess around with any of my regular walls. Insert. Wait, no, I want a full 5 by. I want a full 5, please. Insert. There we go. Well, I don't have to go outside to do it. I don't know why I thought I did. Anyway, let's say this is the inside part of your wall, and you want the inside part of your wall to be, you know, let's just pick a color. Let's say you want the inside part of your wall to be this yellow. Boom. Now you got a yellow inside part of your wall, right? Well, let's say you want the outside part to be, oh, I don't know. How about pink? Well, guess what? It's one or the other. And that is kind of a problem. Now, I think the way around that problem is, and it's going to be a problem for me because I do not want to rebuild, but the way around that problem is you simply, no, it's not like that. Yeah, like that. Yes, okay. You make your walls 2 by 2. Actually, no, that's not the way. Hold on 1 second. I got to figure out the right button combo. There we go. All right, so you make the walls half. So like you see how right there, that wall is a 1 block, right? You make it a half a block, and then you build one wall on one side, and you build the other wall on the other side. It's going to be tough because things aren't going to, it's going to be harder to line things up. You're going to have to pay attention. It's going to be annoying, but it is the best way to do things that I can tell. So right there. Nope, that didn't, see, it's hard to line them up, man. It really is. Maybe just go, oh, hold on, let's do this. Okay, yeah, it's because of the way they're offset. That is the problem. I think I placed this wall wrong. So you can see right there, the problem is you're going to be placing, it's going to be harder to place things. Much harder. But if you can place them together, there you go. So right here, we have a 5 by 5 by 1 wall. Right here, we have a 5 by 5 by a 1 wall. But if you build like this, you could do pink on the inside and light blue on the outside. So now the problem is, like, I'm not going to rebuild everything. Or maybe I will. I don't know. There's not much of my basis. Actually, all of this is going to be shown on the outside. So anything here, I would have to rebuild it and put down double walls, and it would be a headache. It would really be a headache. I'm thinking I'm probably not going to paint these walls. I'm thinking these walls are probably going to stay the same. I think even painting them looks a little weird. It doesn't look natural. These walls might be a little sterile, but I want my base to feel like a bunker, you know? And this feels like a bunker, and that makes me happy. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to feel like a bunker. So, am I going to keep these here? Well, I'm definitely I'm going to keep this setup. I just don't know. I might take these down and make them out of wood. I haven't really decided. And I got to figure out what I want to do in here. You know, if I really want to make things easy in here, if I really wanted to make things easy on myself, what I would do is I would do this. That needs to go up to 5 or 1. That needs to go right there. And this needs to be, I could just be a 1. Yeah, let's do this. So what I would really do is, if I wanted this to be easy, and I might do this, I might not, is I would put that right there. And then it's going to be too low. That's the thing. I don't know. Maybe I don't care. Maybe I don't care. Hey, let's mess around with this for a little bit. Let's mess around with it. I'm just kind of curious. Actually, we could just use this. And then we could grab this. Insert. Insert. This might be too low. You know what? Hold on. I am just kind of figuring things out on the fly here, guys. This is the building, man. This is the building mechanic. 2. Yeah, 2 should be good. And then spin this around. That's kind of low. But if I did it that low, it would fix everything. So I might go that low, or I might stay up high. I'm not really sure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have to walk around the base for a little bit and see which one I like better. I definitely like the higher one better, but this would just fix all my problems with the bricks, because then I could just do this. Insert. And make it 5 wide. And there you go. I don't know, man. I might actually keep it like that. Kind of looks cool. The other thing I could do is I could take all these bricks down that I put up, and I could, like, raise it up. That's another option. So, like, I could, like, you know, redo this whole thing, and it wouldn't even take that long. This might actually be the way to go. Let's see. I think maybe, what was I at? 2.5? Maybe go 1.5? And then I could put it in like this. And then I could raise that up a little bit. And what I could do is I could take all these down and put it up that high. A lot of good options, guys. I've got a lot of good options, a lot of stuff to think about. Cannot wait to read the comments. If you guys ended up enjoying the video, please remember to uncage that like button. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe for more daily videos. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. And until then, take it easy.